welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your best NFL player prop bets for Thursday Night Football Week 6. We've got the Denver Broncos 1-4 on the season, paying a visit to Arrowhead, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 4-1 on the year. The Kansas City Chiefs, 10.5-point favorites in this one. Tyler, I don't know if this is a great Thursday night game, but we've got some good edge in the prop market and some good picks. And then at the end, we will tell you who we each think is going to win the game or cover or what sides we're taking there. So something to think about there. And Tyler, our overall record week 5, we were 9 of 16 on our picks. Overall, we are 39 of 82. So that week 2 kind of killed us a little bit with some of our picks. So we got some making up to do. You can find our picks on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, and Chalkboard. All of those apps are great places to place your picks. If you don't have them already, use the promo code LineStar when you download them, and you'll get up to $100 if your first deposit matched. It's great in a state like I am in California, where sports betting is not yet legal, so I get to still play on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, and Chalkboard. All the links are below to those, and remember to just use that promo code. And if you are watching us right now on YouTube, do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below. Tyler, I think if we hit all 3 of our props, we should give one lucky commenter $60. That'd be what you would win if you had just put $10 on our bets and tailed us on Underdog Fantasy. So why don't we just give out $60 if we hit all 3 of our props that we're going to give out for today? How's that sound?
Why not?
And get to use the good old-fashioned money gun. Which,
hey, I got one too now.
Yeah, we got to get it going here. The double money gun. We got to get that going. So hopefully we can go 3 for 3 on Thursday Night Football. Again, Chiefs, Broncos, maybe not the most appealing matchup for Thursday Night Football, but hey, maybe there's some little edge to be had. What are your overall impressions of this matchup here going into Thursday night?
Denver has looked absolutely awful and just pointing week in and week out, but I don't think Kansas City is quite as good as they were last year. Seems like the offense is still kind of trying to figure something out. However, their defense seems better than I expected.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. You know, last year it seemed like we were picking on the Chiefs secondary quite a bit, especially in our prop bets. But this year they're actually a pretty good pass defense. They've certainly solidified that front. It's just, like you mentioned, the offense hasn't really seemed to find an identity when they were going up against the Vikings. What do you know? They got bailed out by the refs again, Tyler. Have you noticed a trend? Chiefs late in games,
I knew you were
getting
going to
the
bring
call.
that up. Uh-huh. Everybody is just against your Jets, Shannon. That's all that it is. It's a conspiracy against you.
Against me personally. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Because really, it's just all about me. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm getting at.
All right, well, let's get into these prop bets for today. The first one we're going to give out is LineStar's best bet, and then Tyler and I will each give out our favorite picks of Thursday night. And again, if we hit all 3, one randomly selected commenter will win $60, so make sure you comment below. All right, first pick is going to be Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, over 69.5 receiving yards. Now, Kelce is dealing with a bit of an injury, but LineStar is projecting him for 82.8 receiving yards, which is the biggest edge in terms of LineStar's projection compared to the lines out there. Averaging just 55.5 receiving yards per game, and he hasn't gone over. But we all know what Travis Kelce is capable of when he's healthy and in the lineup, going up against a Denver defense that is 29th in pass defense DVOA versus the opposing team's tight ends. Now, in that Jets game, we took Tyler Conklin's over, the tight end for the Jets, and he cashed for us. It just seems like Denver has really struggled to defend against opposing tight ends. The effort for Denver Broncos just really hasn't been there on the defensive side of the ball, maybe aside from Patrick Surtain, the cornerback for them. What do you make of Travis Kelce's prospects for Thursday Night Football?
It's literally every single tight end that has faced Denver that is not named Smythe has had a very good game. So I think obviously with Travis Kelce being, the best tight end in football, I think he has a real path to a lot of yards and a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of course, Patrick Mahomes' favorite targets. And you know what? When he's in the game, he can get him back on track. He was injured in that game against the Vikings, but came back in, was dealing with an ankle injury. And Tyler, all indications seem to be he will play in this Thursday night game, correct?
Yeah, he practiced today. It was a limited practice, but the fact that he finished that last game
Mhm.
and practiced today, I think it seems like he will play, and we're moving in that direction.
Hey, and maybe we'll see your favorite person, Taylor Swift, in one of the suites. Or do you think that's fizzled out? Is that still a thing? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with
I
the
bet with it
Swifties.
being a primetime game again, she'll be there.
Oh yeah, and you know what that means? The Chiefs are going to get some calls late in the game. So, just
Oh
saying.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Tyler. It's
All
now.
for Taylor Swift.
Who are you going with for your prop pick this Thursday night?
All right, with my prop pick, I am going with Courtland Sutton over 3.5 receptions, minus 120 in sportsbooks. He's been over, or sorry, yeah, he has been over in 3 of 5. And then wide receiver twos facing KC have also been over in 3 of 5. The only one that really missed by a large margin was Mooney. Everybody else is right there and has had a real good shot. They're also big time underdogs. Denver's going to need to throw, just giving more chances for Sutton when he's already averaging 4.1 receptions a game.
Well, you're taking an SMU receiver. So am I. On the Chiefs, it's a Rashid Rice over 28.5 receiving yards. Did you know Rice actually leads the Chiefs in terms of targets, receptions, and touchdowns, and trails only Justin Watson in yardage through those 5 weeks? He's gone over this in 4 of 5 games, averaging just under 35 receiving yards per game. Now he's going up against the Denver Broncos defense, 32nd in pass defense DVOA, against receivers that are not wide receiver one, although he is becoming a top target for Patrick Mahomes in this one. I really like the over here on his yardage. Speedy outside receivers, got good change of direction and big playability, and I think Patrick Mahomes is going to go to him often in this one, and he will hit the over on that 28.5 receiving yards mark. All right, now it is time for our touchdown calls of the game. Tyler, where are you headed for an anytime touchdown in Thursday Night Football, Week 6 Broncos at Chiefs?
I'm going pretty chalky on this one, and I'm going with Travis Kelce minus 170 to get a touchdown. Look, tight ends this year have done very well versus Denver. They are allowing 0.6 touchdowns per game. Kelce is the best tight end in the league and, one of the best red zone threats in the entire league. So I think he's going to get it done this week.
For my touchdown call, I'm going to one of the angriest runners in the league, Isaiah Peko, minus 145 for a touchdown. And he has the best odds for a touchdown for good reason. He's had 3 touchdowns this year and has 18 red zone tries over the last 4 weeks. Just to give you context, that is the most red zone tries of anyone that's going to be in this game. The next best is Kelce with 9. Denver's given up 8 rushing touchdowns to running backs this season. That's tied for the most in the NFL. We just saw Breece Hall of the Jets absolutely torch this Broncos defense for 177 rushing yards and a touchdown. I like Isaiah Pacheco's chances here, especially given the fact that Denver Broncos defense just has been miserable this season and playing. You're getting called out by former Denver Broncos for a real lack of effort. So I like Peko for a touchdown here. I think he's got a lot of motivation when he runs. He runs very angry, like his style of play too. So I think they will turn to him quite a bit in this game. There are some weather conditions too in this game, potentially. Now, I know you and I have talked about this before. We tend to think people overreact, right, to like weather conditions. It's supposed to be just really windy, maybe a 40% chance of rain, so nothing like super significant. Have you heard anything? I mean, we are taping this show, we should say Tuesday, so we're working off those weather forecasts for 48 hours in advance. So I'm sure we'll get more accurate stuff closer to kickoff, but any indications for you, Tyler, on weather reports or anything like that, or how it'll impact?
No, I think it'll probably be all right. I'm not that worried about it. One of the things I will say is the only time it really does worry me when it's like very, very windy, or very, very cold. If it's moderate temperatures and winds under, say, 20 miles an hour, really not that worried about it whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's talk about this game as a whole, though. 10.5 points in favor of the Chiefs in this one. Are you leaning one way or the other in terms of a side?
So, if I'm going to be betting this one, I think I'm going to go with underdogs in Denver. They've looked absolutely terrible, but there's a couple things here. One, we have a divisional game, and the Chiefs' offense just hasn't looked as good as it was, say, last year, or
Right.
how good it's been the last few years. So with that, I just think it might be hard to win by over 10. Now, Denver has looked awful, so I wouldn't be that surprised if they do. But if I'm forced to bet it, I think I'd go Denver side.
Yeah, I mean, 10.5 points is a lot of points for a divisional game. I don't care how bad the Broncos are. It's a primetime game. I'm kind of with you on this one. I was going back and forth. I was like, how in the world can I bet on the Broncos? They're terrible. They're getting called out by former players for not, putting forth the effort. I think they might show up on Thursday night, but I just think that's way too many points to give the Chiefs, who, like we talked about at the top of the show, just have really struggled to find some identity on offense. They're not as explosive as we've seen them in years past, although in years past they have had slow starts to seasons before, and they kind of get going, especially now that Travis Kelce is kind of back and healthy and into the fold. I could kind of go either way, but when you look at the past games when they've faced off against each other, 4 of the last 5 games have been decided by 6 points or fewer in this one. It's a divisional game. It's just really hard for me to lay the points with the Chiefs in this one. So I'm kind of with you. I'm leaning Broncos in this one. I think it might be a closer game than.
Yeah,
it disgusts me,
divisional
Broncos,
games,
but I kind of have to, right?
Yeah, just divisional games are a little bit different. It's really hard to blow out a divisional rival, and so that's kind of what I'm going with here.
All right, yeah, I'm with you on that one. For more analytics, statistics, everything you need to dominate in daily fantasy and the prop betting market, make sure to check out LineStarApp.com. The PropsAI tool is what we use to find the best value in the prop market. And you can specify that you're using Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks to see where the best value is in terms of the edge, compares LineStar's projection to what's out there in the prop market. So it's a really great tool for you guys. Make sure to check that out, LineStarApp.com, and do us a huge favor again. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. Comment enters you into our prop bets contest. If we hit all 3 of our props, one randomly selected commenter will win $60. And we get to sit off the money gun, more importantly. But you know what? The other thing I do need to mention that I've already talked about is I do worry, though, in a game like this, if Taylor Swift is in the building and then the refs are going to be just totally on all the calls for the Chiefs, bailed out left and right. That's just.
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm a little bitter over that Jets game a couple weeks ago?
It was a couple weeks ago. You guys lost.
I know I'm not the only one. Tell me I'm not the only one in the comments that if you think the Chiefs get maybe a couple more calls than other teams, you got to drop it in the comments. Let me know, because I swear I'm not the only one who thinks this. I mean, I've been messaging other friends about this. This is a thing, I think. Tyler, you don't think that?
I think that a lot of teams get calls, and the Chiefs have had a couple late in the game in primetime moments where not every team is playing in primetime, let alone has those moments where they can get the call. So
yeah,
I think it's
another
just
thing too, yeah,
small sample size, and you're making a call off the small sample size.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it for sure. See if that's going to be trending. But I do think, to your point, yes, they they're on these primetime games, close games. We see the calls, and but they do play. I think that the way Andy Reid coaches them, like he knows, how to he coaches his team to get those calls. And like, if, it's questionable late in game, I don't know. I think he kind of coaches them up that way, which, hey, to his credit, All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the Pre-Snap Podcast. Good luck in all of your prop bets. And if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. We'll get back to you. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Bye. Good luck.